A while later that evening, Blanche is seated in a tense hunched position in the bedroom chair that she has recovered with diagonal green and white stripes. She has on her scarlet satin robe. On the table beside the chair is a bottle of liquor and a glass. The rapid, feverish polka tune, the Varsoviana, is heard. The music is in her mind. She is drinking to escape it and the sense of disaster is closing in on her. And she seems to whisper the words of the song. Mitch comes around the corner. He climbs the steps to the door and rings. Blanche is startled.
Who is it?
Mitch, hoarsely.
Me, Mitch.
The polka tune stops. Blanche.
Mitch, just a minute.
She rushes about frantically, hiding the bottle in a closet, crouching at the mirror and douses herself with a potent cologne. She is so excited, her breath is audible as she dashes around. At last she rushes to the door in the kitchen and lets him in.
You know, I really shouldn't let you in after the uncaliber treatment this evening. But hello, beautiful. As a lady, I've been wanting someone to keep me company on a lonely night like this.
She offers him her lips. He ignores it and pushes past her into the flat. She looks fearfully after him as he stalks into the bedroom.
Mama, what a cold shoulder. But I forgive you. I forgive you because it's such a relief to see you. You stopped that polka tune that I had caught in my head.
He stares at her a while. She follows him while she talks. It is obvious that he had had a few drinks on the way over. Blanche.
I don't know what there is to drink. I haven't even indulged in such barbaric sins.
Mitch.
I don't want...
Now you must be all that tired from the hullabaloo. Take some. Join me and forget about all those nasty things out there.
She pours alcohol into her glass, and she zones out enough to overfill it. She screams and accidentally shatters the glass. Mitch.
What's wrong with you?
Something must be wrong with me tonight, but never mind that. Why, the night's still young. Let's not fret about the little things. I know,
She touches her forehead vaguely. The polka tune starts up again, echoing the sounds of Blanche's word. I know, I saw, I'm disgusted.
I'm disgusted.
I'm muddled around in her mind.
Pour you a glass. That music again.
What music?
The Verzvoana, the polka tune they were playing on Alan. Wait!
A distant revolver shot is heard. Blanche seems relieved. The polka music dies out again.
There now, the shot. It always stops after that. Now we can talk in peace.
Mitch.
Are you boxed out, young man? Here, drink some water and cleanse that alcohol in you.
Look of concern briefly crosses his face and hands her some water. Blanche.
That's all right. A woman's life needs some illusion in her. I'll go and see if I can find another glass in those fragile little things. Have all shattered.
She crosses into the closet, pretending to search for a glass.
Oh, by the way, excuse me for not being dressed, but I guess it's all right since the blinding sun has gone down. The darkness is so soothing to me.
I wasn't going to see you anymore. You lied to me, Blanche, about who you are inside and out.
Blanche.
Wait a minute. I can't hear what you're saying, and you talk so little that when you do say something, I don't want to miss a single syllable of it. What am I looking around here for again? Oh, yes, liquor. Or was it something else?
Breathlessly breaks out into a laugh.
Oh, my goodness, oh my. We've had so much excitement around here this evening that I am boxed out of my mind. You should have been here this evening. Stanley told this humorous story. I almost forgot about you. But that's all right. This night is for our after party.
She pretends suddenly to find the bottle. He draws his foot up on the bed, his shoe staining the cover. He stares at her contemptuously.
Here's something. White Angel.
That ain't meant for you. You better stay off it. Stan tells me you've been lapping up his liquor like a wildcat since you were here.
Take your foot off the bed. It has a light cover on it. Now don't you just love the delicate lace design? I made them myself. Of course, you boys don't notice the things like that. I've done so much in this place since I've been here.
I bet you have.
You saw it before I came. Well, look at it now. The room is almost dainty, like a magical wonderland. I changed this ape's jungle to something more pleasant to the eye. I want to keep it that way. I wonder if this stuff is too much. Oh, it's sweet, so sweet. It's terribly, terribly sweet. Well, it's just a liquor, and liquors are supposed to be sweet to mask the bitterness. So I guess that's all right. I'm afraid you won't like it, but try it, and I could be wrong. After a couple of shots, it'll grow on you.
I told you already, I don't want none of your toxic liquor. I ain't gonna play with you no more.
Well, why would you say something like that?
Getting up.
It's too dark in here. Give me the light.
No, I like it dark. The darkness is comforting to me, isn't it? Is it not? Who would want to be scorched in the blistering light anyway?
I've never seen you in the light.
Blanche laughs breathlessly.
That's a fact.
Is it?
I've never seen you properly in the light. Just under the dim light.
And what of it?
And what of it? That's crazy. I don't even know what you look like because you never want to meet me in the daylight.
Why, it's because the comfort of the darkness shielding you allows you to dream of a magical fantasy one wouldn't normally indulge under a piercing light.
Frustrated.
You and your excuses. How deluded could you be, woman? Wake up.
Panicking.
I fail to understand what you mean. I'm more awake than I'll ever be.
Let's turn on the light then, here. Let's take a look at who you really are.
Fearfully.
Light? Which light? What for?
This one, the flimsy paper thing on it.
He tears the paper lantern off the light bulb. She utters a frightened gasp.
I know. I want to keep it that way.
Sternly.
It's time to wake up from your delusions. You can't just deny reality and hide in your illusions. Wake up, Blanche. Wake up and face the truth.
Blanche, desperately screaming.
I don't want realism. I want magic.
Ha ha.
Yes, magic. Magic lets you do the impossible, to fix the wrongness of this twisted and cruel world by turning it into something that ought to be right. I'm just trying to save myself, us, and the world. It's the only way I know how, and if that is sinful, then let me be damned for it. Don't turn the light on.
Mitch crosses to the switch. He turns the light on and stares at her. She cries out and covers her face. Crumpling to the ground, he turns the light off again. Mitch, slowly and bitterly.
I don't care about you being older than what I thought. I'm not disgusted by your age. I'm just fed up with your lies. The person I fell in love with was just an illusion. Lied about every single thing about you. Heh. I was a fool to get dished up in all your malarkey this summer. It was delusional of me to believe you were straight.
Mitch turns his back to Blanche and lights a cigarette. Blanche calls after him. Paper Moon song plays in.
I am pure. Who told you I wasn't? Don't listen to them. I can't handle this anymore. I need you. I need you to be beside me.
Blanche reaches for his hand. Mitch rips his hand away as if touched by something foul and dirty.
Don't touch me with those hands of yours. You blasted hands that lingered on to men in that hotel called the Flamingo.
Flamingo? No, Tarantula was the name of it. I stayed at a hotel called the Tarantula Arms.
Tarantula?
Crazily.
Yes, a big spider. That's where I coaxed my victims. I brought them into my lair and laced them into my web of lies.
She pours herself another drink.
Yes, after the death of Alan, I've had many intimacies with strangers, which is all I seem to be able to fill my empty heart with. I think it was panic that drove me from one to another, hunting for some protection here and there in the most unlikely places, even at last. And a 17-year-old boy, but someone wrote the superintendent about it. This woman is morally unfit for her position.
She throws her head back with convulsive sobbing laughter. Then she repeats a statement, gasps, and drinks.
True, yes, I suppose. Unfit somehow, anyway. So I came here. There was nowhere else I could go. My youth was suddenly gone up a water spout, and I met you. I thank God for you, for the spider's thread that was sent down my dark hole. A glimmer of hope in my tainted world. Something that could pull me up from the trenches. But the thread snapped on me. I guess I was hoping too much.
There's a pause. Mitch stares at her dumbly.
You lied to me.
Don't say I lied to you.
Lies, lies, inside and out. All lies.
Blanche, clutching her arms, cowering back.
No. It's not lies. It's not lies. It's not.
Pause, and Blanche's voice comes out confused.
It's not lies?
A vendor comes around the corner. She is a blind Mexican woman in a dark shawl, carrying bunches of those gaudy tin flowers that lower-class Mexicans display at funerals. She is calling barely audibly, her voice echoing in Blanche's head. Her figure is only faintly visible outside the building. Eerily music fades in.
Flores, flores para los muertos. Flores, flores.
What? Oh, somebody's outside.
She goes to the door, opens it, and stares at the Mexican woman. Mexican woman. She is at the door and offers Blanche some flowers.
Flores, Flores para los muertos?
Blanche, frightened.
No, not now.
She darts back into the apartment, slamming the door. The Mexican woman turns away and starts to move down the street.
Flores para los muertos.
The polka tune fades in along with jumbled, discordant echoes of the Mexican woman's words. Blanche, as if to herself.
Crumble and fade and regrets and recriminations. If you'd done this, it wouldn't have cost me that. Legacies, huh? And other things such as blood-stained pillow slips. Her linen needs changing. Yes, Mother, but we couldn't get a colored girl to do it? No, we couldn't, of course. Everything gone but the deaf. I used to sit here and she used to sit over there, and deaf was as close as you are. We didn't even dare to admit we have heard any of it. The opposite is desire. So do you wonder? How could you possibly wonder? Not far from Belle Reef, before we had lost Belle Reef, was a camp where they trained young soldiers. On Saturday nights, they would go in town to get drunk, and on the way back, they would stagger onto my lawn and call, "Blanche! Blanche!" The deaf old lady remaining suspected nothing, but sometimes I slipped outside to answer their calls. Later, the paddy wagon would gather up them like daisies, the long way home.
The echoing fades out. The Mexican woman turns slowly and drifts back off. Blanche leans against the door. After a moment, Mitch rises and follows her purposely. The polka music fades away. He places his hand on her waist and tries to turn her about. Blanche turns and glares at him.
What do you want with me now, after crushing my life?
Mitch, fumbling to embrace her.
What I rightfully deserve.
Blanche, suddenly embracing him.
Then marry me, Mitch.
No,
Distancing himself from Blanche, he drops his hands from her waist.
you're not clean enough to bring home to my mother.
Blanche, on the verge of tears.
Then get out.
He stares at her.
Get out of here, before I start screaming fire.
Her throat is tightening with hysteria.
Get out of here, quick, before I start screaming fire.
He still remains staring. She suddenly rushes to the big window with its pale blue square of the soft summer light and cries wildly.
Fire! 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 Someone help!
With a startled gasp, Mitch turns around and goes out the outer door. Blanche staggers back from the window and falls to her knees, sobbing. The distant piano is slow and blue.